This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
This portion of Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by Hodges University, celebrating 25 years of educating Southwest Florida.
Welcome back to Southwest Florida. We're thrilled that you stayed with us here, and we have a fabulous show in store for you. Get a chance today as we come to you from the Cape Coral Police Department, Lee Pitts Live that is. Get a chance to find out about the Florida Rural Legal Services and some of the great things they have to offer. Let's bump you in here. Daniel Cruz, the managing attorney for Florida Rural Legal Service. Daniel, that sounds pretty fancy, managing attorney. I mean, what are you managing, man? Talk to me, we're on the air.
Managing attorney basically is just an attorney that supervises the other attorneys in the office.
Okay. Now, when we think about Florida Rural Legal Services, in my mind, if I was painting a visual, there are a lot of attorneys that do things who are in-house, or you use some other ones outside of the organization itself?
We have a combination. We have attorneys that are in-house. We have different offices. We have offices in Fort Myers, Lakeland, Fort Pierce, West Palm, and we have attorneys in each office. Then we work with local attorneys. We have the pro bono program, whereby local attorneys can work with Florida Rural Legal Services, representing or helping clients in need.
Speaking of Florida Rural Legal Services, what is it?
Okay, Florida Rural Legal Services is a law firm that helps the underrepresented, all the low-income individuals in the community with their legal needs. We've been in Florida since 1967. It went by another name at the time. We're funded through Florida Bar Foundation and through Legal Services Corporation.
I just think it's outstanding that we have an organization like Florida Rural Legal Services in the area. Every time I hear about it and read about it, and of course, people can go to LeePittsLive.com and click on the Florida Rural Legal Services logo and go to their website. But also we have a website on the screen. But do you find that most people, the average person walking around, probably doesn't know what Florida Rural Legal Services does and how it can benefit them?
That's correct. Most of the people are not aware that Florida Rural Legal Services is there and that can provide free legal services to low-income people that qualify for this service.
That's outstanding. Now, Sesame Street this for the average person. What are some types of services they can get? When we just said legal services, what are common services they may come to you for?
Okay, we can help with a variety of legal problems. We handle family law cases. We handle housing issues, foreclosure, defense issues, wages and employment issues, and public benefits and elder law.
And it's all based on your income?
It's based on the income and the citizenship or residency of the individual. They have to qualify both ways.
Okay. Is it a bunch of red tape to tap into your services?
There's no red tape. You pick up the phone or you walk to our offices and you ask for what we call an intake or screening procedure. You set up with an appointment, and that's it.
That's outstanding. Now, organization like Florida Rural Legal Services that we have the benefit of having here in the state of Florida, you know, they go under different names in different places. But are we unique in the state of Florida to have that type of legal services for low-income people?
No, we're not unique in the state of Florida. One thing that we do have is that we cover for farm workers, we cover the entire state of Florida. But when it comes to other type of legal services, there are other organizations in Dade County, Broward, Collier, etc., and that provide similar services.
Okay. What are the more pressing legal problems now facing our community?
I think based on the kind of calls that we get and clients that we see, we have a lot of family law cases. We have a lot of housing issues,
I see. Would that be like evictions or discrimination?
You have all of them. But the majority is evictions. People do not have sufficient income. You have landlords that might abuse the system. And you have still some foreclosures going on.
We got you sitting here right now. Give me a little tip. What is the law regarding eviction? You don't pay your rent, the landlord can come and kick you out. How long does it take? What's that process so people know this is the process legally?
Thank you for asking that, because a lot of people think that the landlord can just knock on their door and tell them go. And some people actually go, but that's not the process. If the landlord wants to evict a tenant, the landlord has to go to court and has to get a court order before the landlord can employ the sheriff to remove the person from the property. There's no such a thing as self-help eviction in the state of Florida, so they do have to apply for that.
And those landlords know that, and sometimes they go around the law.
Some landlords, or most landlords, I think will know it if they've been in the business long enough, but some of them will try to circumvent.
Talk about some safeguards in our community, legal safeguards.
I think the first safeguard is get in writing. So many times people come and say, they promise me this, that, but they don't have it in writing. If you don't have it in writing, you have a hard time proving that in court. So the first one is get in writing. Second, if it is too good to be true, probably it is. And the third one, see a lawyer before you sign a paper.
Mm-hmm. Now, whenever we hear see a lawyer, talk to a lawyer, we think about, oh, it's going to cost me so much money. Okay, but if you qualify, you can get those legal services 100% free from Florida Rural Legal Services?
We don't charge attorneys fees.
Okay.
There are instances that in court there might be a cost, and that's on the retainer. A cost is not necessarily something that we will cover, for example, a filing fee, but for the most part, I've never seen that we don't cover those charges.
Mm-hmm. Talk about non-litigating strategies your organization employs.
I guess the first one is education. We go out into the community, elderly centers, housing associations, different type of community organizations, and we try to educate the organization and the members on what the legal process is for different types of legal questions.
Now, Daniel, if somebody's watching this show right now and they say, hey, we'd like to have a nice gentleman like Daniel come out and educate us, would they just call the number that's on the screen, go to the website, contact you guys, and people will come out and do that education process that you just spoke of?
That's correct. We'll do exactly that. Once they call us, we try to arrange, sometimes it's convenient, and then we go out there.
I like what you're saying. What can a community do to help with some of the legal problems facing our community?
I think one of the main ones, and then we were talking about housing, a lot of problems sometimes is money. I wish there was more of resource out there and different programs. You do have Lee County Human Resources, and you have other organizations, United Way, etc., that help people with money for the rent or money to move out. I don't think there's enough out there to help people with that. And it'd be good if the community pitches in and we create some kind of reserve for people to have.
Finally, what does it do for you personally to know that you are working, using your great legal mind to help people who in many cases have no other place to turn? They turn to Florida Rural Legal Services, they get high quality legal counseling. What does that do for you? How do you feel personally knowing that you're making that difference in the community?
Great question. I come from my first legal job as an attorney was with a corporation.
Mm-hmm.
It's worlds apart.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't happy. I get up every morning and believe it or not, I'm happy to go to work because it's not every day you get to make a difference in somebody's life, and I think we do.
Now, we have a large Spanish viewing audience as well.
Yes.
On our Spanish repeats. I'd like you to look into that camera, take about 30 seconds, and talk in Spanish to anybody out there and tell them something about Florida Rural. I won't know what you're saying,
Okay.
but talk to them.
Okay. Mi nombre es Daniel Cruz, soy un abogado con los servicios rurales legales de la Florida. Nosotros estamos en Fort Myers, estamos en Lakeland, Fort Pierce, West Palm, y tenemos una oficina en Immokalee. Nosotros nos dedicamos a servir a aquellos que necesitan ayuda legal. Somos una organización de no lucro, por lo tanto no le cobraremos costos de abogado, y si necesita ayuda legal, por favor llámenos o póngase en contactos con nosotros.
Excellent. I couldn't have said it better myself. Daniel, great job, man.
Nice.
Stay right there.
Thank you.
As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Daniel Cruz and all the fine people at Florida Rural Legal Service that's providing a great service to our community. Be sure to call them, tap in, visit their website. We're so proud to have them in our community. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to a rising superstar in track and field. She's right here in our community at Dunbar High School. We'll be right back.